Three generations of women from one family are jailed on suspicion of witchcraft. Here's the Salem Witch Hunt Daily Report for Sunday, March 10th, 2024. On March 10th, 1693, Lydia Dustin of Reading died in Cambridge jail, aged about 80. Though she'd been acquitted of witchcraft, she had to remain in jail until her jail fees were paid. Lydia was accused of witchcraft on April 30th, 1692, in a complaint made by Jonathan Walcott and Thomas Putnam of Salem Village. The two men accused her of afflicting Mary Walcott, Mercy Lewis, Abigail Williams, Ann Putnam Jr., Elizabeth Hubbard, and Susanna Sheldon. Lydia was arrested May 2nd. She was first delivered to Nathaniel Ingersoll's ordinary in Salem Village for examination. Unfortunately, if she was examined, the record of that episode does not exist today. Later that day, May 2nd, 1692, Lydia was transferred to Boston Prison along with Dorcas Hoare and Sarah Morey. A week later, Lydia's daughter, Sarah Dustin, was arrested for alleged acts of witchcraft. Lydia next appears in the surviving records on June 1st when Abigail Hobbs, Deliverance Hobbs, and Mary Warren enter a deposition against her and several others. In the deposition, Mary Warren testified that Lydia Dustin was one of a group of witches who visited Mary in jail and tried to take her to a witch's Sabbath. In addition to her daughter Sarah Dustin, her other daughter Mary Dustin Colson was also accused, as was Mary's daughter Elizabeth, so Lydia's granddaughter, Elizabeth Colson. So you have four individuals from three generations of women in one family, and they're all transferred from Boston to Salem on December 31st, 1692. Now, on January 12th, 1693, Mercy Lewis entered a deposition against Lydia Dustin and four other witchcraft suspects. She claimed the group of witches had brought the devil's book to her and urged her to sign it. Lydia was indicted and tried on February 1st, 1693, accused of bewitching Mary Marshall in Malden. She was acquitted and was then sent to the jail in Cambridge until she could arrange for her jail fees to be paid. Sarah Dustin was tried and acquitted the same day as her mother. Mary Colson had been examined September 5th, 1692, and was accused of harming Mary Marshall and killing William Hooper and Edward Marshall with her witchcraft. She was compelled to participate in the touch test. The belief was that through the evil eye, curses, or spells, witches projected their magic onto their targets. And then if the target touched the witch would reabsorb the magic and the victim would be cured. 16-year-old Elizabeth Colson, meanwhile, was involved in a lot of drama, accused in a complaint made by Nathaniel Ingersoll and Thomas Putnam on May 14, 1692. A warrant was issued for her arrest that same day, but she fled. Constable John Parker of Reading wrote that the rumor mill had placed Elizabeth in Boston, where she awaited a ship to an unknown country. A second warrant for her arrest was issued on May 17th, and Susanna Sheldon testified against her that day. According to Susanna, Elizabeth was part of a group of witches who brought the devil's book to her and physically assaulted her. Elizabeth Colson supposedly stabbed Susanna in the back near other wounds she had already sustained. Susanna made another statement against Elizabeth on May 18th. In this one, Susanna claimed she had been visited by Elizabeth Colson and John Willard, who offered her the devil's book before a shining man appeared and told Susanna to tell Judge Hawthorne what she had experienced. Later that evening, according to Susanna, she was visited again by John Willard, Elizabeth Colson, and now an unidentified old man. Willard supposedly suckled two spectral pigs at his spectral breasts, while Colson suckled a yellow bird and the old man suckled a black snake. On September 10th, William Arnold testified that he had attempted to capture Colson on September 4th pursuant to a warrant issued by William Johnson, but she had successfully eluded him in a bizarre chase scene involving an enchanted dog and a mysterious cat. Also on September 10th, Mary Marshall of Malden testified against Elizabeth Colson, describing an April 8th encounter in which Colson had allegedly assaulted her. According to jail records, Elizabeth was captured September 14th and taken to Cambridge Jail, where she was held until March 2nd, 1693. That concludes today's Salem Witch Hunt Daily Report. Have a great today and a beautiful tomorrow.